Hello and good morning if you're based in London, good afternoon if you're based in Asia, and good evening if you're based in the United States. My name is Walter Anger. I'm a forex trader specialized in trading pound dollar during the London Open. Now, I'm just going to go over my analysis for today, build it up on the analysis from the beginning of the week, which I've shared on this channel, so feel free to check out those analyses as well. Now, I'm just going to start off on the monthly time frame. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's exactly the same projection as I projected at the beginning of the week. I am anticipating price to either break below the low of the monthly range and thereafter make a move towards the monthly buy side target. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, what we can see is the market price has traded into the weekly imbalance, rejected the weekly imbalance, and now I am anticipating price to move towards the next draw on sell side liquidity, which is residing below the low of 2020. Now, if we take a look on the daily time frame, now, this is giving a much more clearer projection. I mentioned a few days ago that I'm anticipating at the very minimum another session of drop, which took place yesterday, and a fantastic short opportunity presented itself in the London Open. So, what I am anticipating is one more session, at least one more session of drop towards the low of the daily range as well as the low of the monthly range. Okay. Now, if we take a look on the 4 hour time frame, the projection is pretty straightforward. So what I'm looking for here now is exactly the same as I did yesterday and the day before that. I'm now looking for the next draw on liquidity. So yesterday we did see price make a move towards the high, towards the 4 hour imbalance. And obviously after trading into the 4 hour imbalance, what we did see is a move towards the next draw on sell side liquidity, which was the low of our 4 hour range. So this was a projected area that I was anticipating price to trade into. So now the price is taking out sell side target. The question is this: are we going to see a bearish continuation to the downside, or are we going to see a bullish contraction towards some form of buy side liquidity? Well, the next draw on 4 hour buy side liquidity in this specific range is obviously going to be the new high that was created at the beginning of this week. So this is the next draw on 4 hour buy side liquidity. And the next draw on sell side liquidity is obviously now going to be the low of the daily range. So I'm just going to get rid of this marker. The reason being is because price is now obviously traded into our sell side target. So from the most recent high, the next draw on sell side is going to be the low of the daily range down here. Okay. If we now take a look at the 1 hour time frame, what I'm now looking for is the range that we're going to be trading within at the beginning of the European Open as well as the beginning of the London Open. So the next draw on buy side liquidity based on where price currently is going to be the swing high that was created, right, that was created overnight. So this is our high of the 1 hour range, and of course the low of the 1 hour range is going to be this low down here. So this is the next draw on sell side liquidity. There's actually two. There's actually this low and also this low right here. Okay, so these are two areas where we can anticipate price to draw upon sell side liquidity below these lows. Now that we've identified the 1 hour range, what we're now going to do is going to go into the lower time frame to identify the Asian range. So usually do this on a 5 minutes or the 1 minute time frame. Right, so if we go down to the 5 minutes time frame, we can see that obviously based on yesterday's price action, we saw a very nice aggressive move above yesterday's Asian range. We saw a period of accumulation and then we saw a distribution to the downside. And I am anticipating price to eventually take out this low, right? I'm anticipating price to eventually take out this low. But going down to the 1 minute time frame, we can see that price has been accumulating in Asia. So you guys should already be able to identify these ranges based on the way that I do them. But this is the high of the range. This is the low of the range. Price has recently traded back towards the high of the Asian range. So at this point, what I'm anticipating is very simple and very straightforward. So going back to, let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. Okay. So I'm anticipating one of two things to take place. So number one, anticipating price to induce above the high of the Asian range and also to trade potentially above the high of the 1 hour range as well. Okay. And then I'll be looking for a entry confirmation within this area on the 1 minute time frame, and I'll be looking to go short with primary target being the low of the 1 hour range, secondary target being the secondary low down here, and of course an extended target being the low of the daily range slash the monthly range. Okay. Now, the second possibility we might see, because we could see a bullish session today, so we could see vector acceleration below the low of the Asian range as well as below the 1 hour range. So vector acceleration with price seeking sell side liquidity at the beginning of the trading session, after which I'll be looking for an entry confirmation somewhere within this area. And of course, I'll be looking to go long with my primary target being the high of the 1 hour range and the secondary target. And of course, this is a very far-fetched target, but again, there's a very strong possibility price could move to take out the high of the 4 hour range at the end of today's trading session, making this a much wider accumulatory range that is forming. So those are two possibilities that I'll be keeping an eye out on. So depending on what price does at the beginning of the session will determine whether I buy or sell within today's trading session. So the levels have been marked out, the range has been marked out. So at this point, all we can do is wait for the European Open and see where price moves, and then we respond and react accordingly. So that's it for me this morning. I wish you all a great trading session ahead, and do feel free to leave a comment if you want. Thanks a lot for watching.